Nairobi, it has been a dramatic day for CID officers who carried out a swoop of persons of interest in suspected loot of billions of shillings at the National Youth Service. Public Service Principal Secretary Lilian Omolo and 4 members of one family in Naivasha are among 20 people expected to appear in court tomorrow to face various charges relating to suspected 9 billion shilling heist at the NYS. Our political affairs reporter Moremi Mwangi begins our coverage tonight.
As Directorate of Criminal Investigations detectives arrested Richard Dubai, who resigned only a week ago as National Youth Service Director General, over the now infamous 9 billion shillings NYS scandal. A separate team of sleuths pounced on these 4 members of the same family in Naivasha, whose business enterprise is alleged to have partaken of the NYS loot. 30-year-old Angirita, who is accused of receiving some 59 million shillings for goods never delivered to the NYS, being arrested alongside her mother, a brother and a sister. And perhaps to avoid the embarrassment of a similar arrest, Public Service Principal Secretary Lilian Omolo presented herself before the DCI detectives. Omolo and Dubai are in the first batch of 20 of some 48 suspects, whom Director of Public Prosecution Nurdin Haji now insists have to go down for the scandal.
The DCI resubmitted the investigation files. Upon careful perusal and evaluation of the same, I am satisfied that the evidence is sufficient to warrant urgent prosecution.
A total of 40 public servants have been listed in the scandal, including NYS Acting Director General Sami Mishuki, Senior Director General Nicholas Ahere, and Acting Finance Director Wellington Lubira. The probe extending to 10 business entities and 13 directors of the said entities, with Haji now promising to go even after commercial banks, suspected to have acted as conduits for transfer or withdrawal of the suspected NYS loot.
Yes, we've asked for investigations to be undertaken. There are rules. The banks are supposed to report any suspicious transactions, and they're not allowed to allow cash withdrawals of above $1 million or 999, as you know. But we have noted that in this case, there were such instances.
The suspects will face multiple charges, including conspiracy to commit corruption, fraud, and abuse of public office. The 9 billion mega scandal hitting the headlines only 2 months after the acquittal of all 23 suspects, initially named in the infamous 791 million shilling scandal of 2015, which at the time also cost now Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru her former job as Devolution Cabinet Secretary.
In phase 2 of the investigations, the DCI will focus on additional areas, including companies or entities that benefited from the fraudulent payment and banks that were complicit to the offenses. In addition to prosecution, we are looking at recovering the proceeds of crime, as well as establishing the tax status of the companies and individuals involved in the crimes.
Now, with the clock ticking fast to the 24 hours legal window for all the arrested NYS suspects to be produced in court, the office of the DPP no doubt has to work fast, solidifying the evidence and drafting the charges for all the key suspects.